Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wingcat Sports, and it's the playoffs. Continuing on to the conference finals. It was a good semifinal before we got to the conference final. There will be a brand new team to win the cup, basically, a team that hasn't either won from the 90s or a team that hasn't won at all. And who will win each series. The Rangers took care of business against the Hurricanes in 6 games, and then all the other series kind of finished following through. The Panthers won their series in 6 games. The Stars won it in 6 games. And then there was a game 7 between Edmonton and Vancouver where Edmonton made it out.
Yeah, I mean, so far the playoffs have been a lot of fun to watch. I think, like I said, the team I picked is still in it, Florida. I still think they're going to go all the way. We'll see what they do in the next round, but yeah, I just you got 2 great goaltenders between Shesterkin, and Bobrovsky. And I think Florida's just physically a hard team to play.
It's probably going to be a 7-game series again, maybe 6 games, depending on exactly what happens. This is the more tougher series, in my opinion, to figure out because both are not going to be easy to predict because all 4 teams are really good. I've always root for the original 6 teams and Canadian teams before anything, but I would not be upset if Florida won because there's somebody who hasn't won the cup yet.
Right, I'm just looking at the team. I mean, they're just really an impressive physical team. I'm not sure the Rangers can match up with them in that way. Certainly, they can match up with them in firepower and in goaltending. I'm just giving the edge physically to Florida. I think they'll beat them down. I think they'll win in 6.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Rangers because I'm still kind of thinking the Rangers are the better team. It's probably going to be 7 games. It's going to come down to the wire. Again, I'm going to be upset if Florida won, though, because it's good for a new team to win. The Rangers haven't won since 94.
Yeah.
So, basically, it's been a while for basically all these teams. Panthers have been in the league.
New teams, yeah.
Panthers have been in the league for 30 years, haven't won a cup. And then everything else, everybody's around 30 years since winning, except for the Stars. Looking out west, you got the Oilers and Stars facing off against each other. It's still a question mark kind of in goal for the Oilers. They kind of struggle. They have Calvin Pickard, a former Red Wing, in that at some point during that series against Vancouver, who did well, and Skinner has not been playing 100%. But they have a really good team, really good offense, and they have a chance. I mean, they started the year out horrible. And what kind of comeback would it be for the year if they started the year out almost losing 15 straight games to basically making it in the cup?
They remind me of Colorado. I mean, they're very similar to Colorado. They're so impressive up front. And that their goaltending maybe doesn't have to be all that great, which is unusual for the playoffs because most people think goaltending is what wins in the playoffs. But that isn't the case with Edmonton. They're just a dynamo. But Dallas, who I'm probably the least familiar with out of all the teams that are left. Yeah. I mean, they handled Colorado, a team very similar to Edmonton as far as firepower and everything. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking Dallas will pretty much win this series.
Through the semifinal, Edmonton was averaging between 3 to 4 goals a game.
Right.
So they had okay offense. It's just their goalie situation is a question mark.
You would certainly give that.
Obviously, McDavid is leading their team in points. He had 132 on the year.
The whole thing.
No.
Really?
McDavid had 132 points, 32 goals, 100 assists on the year.
The
playoffs. In the playoffs, that might be different. Yeah. But I mean, when you're looking at everything, you got Skinner as their top goaltender. He was 16-5-2 throughout, 36-16-5 throughout the regular season. Pickard, who was 12-7-1, and then they had Campbell, who wasn't really playing.
Basically, by putting that schmuck in there.
But Ottinger is a fantastic goalie as well. Skinner really. So he could be in the conversation. He's done really, really good at times. And that's where the question mark kind of comes in. Is Dallas going to make it because they have a what I'm going to say more consistent goaltending.
He has
Or
he has the ability to be as good as anyone in the league. He's just like you
r-
said. He has
r-
lapses.
realistically, Skinner and Ottinger have the same stats. They both have a 905 save percentage. Ottinger has a higher goals against average than
He did
Skinner.
not play well in the first half of the season. I don't. I mean, Dallas won the West, right?
Dallas,
They're the number one seed.
think they have more points than the Stars, the Oilers. So
Oh, I think they were the number one seed, and that's what surprised me because they must have played. I mean, unbelievable down the stretch, and Ottinger, I assume, was a big reason for that. Because I don't think. I mean, they didn't start out as bad as Edmonton, but they did not start. Ottinger did not start out well.
and that's just like I said. That would be the surprise with them is just because of how well they did. The Stars were the best team in the West. Yes, they it was Stars, Winnipeg, Vancouver, Colorado, Edmonton. Edmonton is the fifth best team in the West. So, but again, talk about since they've won the cup, we got the Stars who haven't won since '99. Off controversial win, anybody in Buffalo would be a little bit upset by us mentioning that.
Right.
And then Edmonton hasn't won it since their dynasty age in 1990, being
Right.
their last cup.
No, I mean
So-
it's kind of fun. You get some newer teams in there, teams we haven't seen in there in a while. So I'm gonna think it's gonna be Florida, Dallas, and Florida will end up winning. That's my prediction.
I want to root. So obviously, my hope for a Stanley Cup at the moment is going to be Rangers Oilers.
That'd probably be more entertaining.
I just want a Canadian team or original six team really to win. I always root for those two, and particularly at the moment, I want the Oilers to win because I want the cup to return to Canada.
Right. I'm not
For
rooting
once.
for any of these teams, but I just think that
If I had to make, I do feel the Rangers are the better team, and I do feel the Stars are the better team. So my actual prediction would be Rangers Stars for
okay.
the cup, and then I'm still probably leaning towards the Rangers on winning the cup. But who do I want to
don't
see?
know.
Oilers.
Yeah, the West is something I until the playoffs, I don't even know how good these teams are to me. Or at least how they match up with the Eastern Conference.
So, I mean, what's so? I know your prediction is Panthers, but is that out of the last four teams who you want to see win the cup?
Who do I want to see? No, I'm with you. I'd love to see Edmonton and the Rangers. I think that would be a much more entertaining series.
Who do you want
Although,
to win?
like I said, I think you got four really good teams, so it's going to be fun no matter.
Oh yeah,
who
they're all
wins.
good. It's going to be a good final.
But, because we're old school, we like to see the Rangers get in there, and like to see Edmonton. They're kind of like close to old school. I mean, they've been over for a while.
Forget Edmonton's been there. They're part of a WHA
Maybe we
merger.
just don't want Southern teams to warm weather. Teams
I hate
to win.
Southern teams.
These warm
I
weather
don't
teams
like
to
the
win.
Southern teams to win.
I can't help but like how Florida plays though. They're
But
fun. to
Florida is a good team, and it's not that. I mean, I want hockey to thrive in the South. I just hate Southern teams because
Right.
I feel they don't appreciate teams as much because they're in the South. They don't know ices.
Well, maybe the Florida team do because half of them are transplanted Northerners anyway. So
Yeah,
but Dallas.
Most of them, if they're hockey fans, they came from the North
They
already.
should have called themselves like
You wish that they didn't call themselves the Stars, so they would have stayed the North Stars in Minnesota. But
the single bullets.
but
Dallas single bullets.
but hopefully we got a good conference final, and then we can get a nice, fun Stanley Cup to end the year. With all that being said, though, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Let us know who you think is going to win. And until next time, hope to see everybody soon.